All right. Hello. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to another round of How to Draw Anything. My name is Lynn, and I work for the San Mateo County Library System. You may recognize my face from the Belmont branch or maybe from the other art streams that we've been doing. And I am joined by...
Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie. I also work for San Mateo County Libraries, and you would normally find me at the Millbrae branch.
All right, so we are going to be doing another prompt doodle today. This time, Debbie gets to be the doodler, which is exciting. And we agreed on... You'll do great.
I like watching you more than you watching me.
Yes, but I also enjoy watching you.
I know. I have to take my turn.
It's a reciprocal.
Yes.
Yes, so we did decide on a prompt ahead of time, so Debbie has had a little bit of time to mentally prepare. Again, you will do great. I have no doubts.
Thank you.
The prompt is she is going to attempt to create a drawing that captures a childhood imaginary friend that she used to have.
Yeah, this was a kind of an idea of like, if you used to have an imaginary friend, or if you do still have an imaginary friend, what does it look like? And, just drawing it is just kind of a fun exercise of visualizing your imaginary friend. You ready?
I am.
To see my childhood? Oops.
I'm very curious because I didn't really have a proper imaginary friend.
Oh, you didn't?
Like, not quite in the way that I feel like it tends to get portrayed as like various monstery inhuman things.
Yeah. I didn't have one for a super long time. It was, from what I remember, it was more a imaginary friend because I thought I was supposed to have one.
Ah. Those count.
It was like a forced one where like, oh, I've read about them. I've read about kids having imaginary friends, or I've seen it on the cartoons. But I've never had one, so maybe I should make one. And so I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start maybe.
Yes, very curious to see.
My imaginary friend is actually quite simple in that it was a walrus. And the walrus actually, the funny thing about the walrus is it lived in my parents' bathroom.
Ah.
So I would sometimes go to my parents' bathroom and, just use their toilet, peek in the shower, and I would imagine seeing this walrus in the shower.
Check it in. Say hi.
Yes, exactly. And I would talk to it. And,
have a name?
I don't think it did.
Oh,
it
was just the walrus in the shower.
Yeah, I didn't have a name for it, which is kind of weird. But it was, I just liked visiting this walrus. I'm kind of forgetting what a walrus looks like.
They're very blubbery seals with tusks.
And this, because this one was in the shower, it was not like a bathtub or anything. So it couldn't just like lay out. It was a type of vertical, it was a vertical shower. So it was always kind of sitting up. So that's why I'm drawing him like this, like sitting up, because that's how he could fit in the shower too.
I like how child you took the physics into consideration.
It's just the fact of the where it lived. I'm just trying to remember, like, do they have flipper? They have like a flipper tail type of thing?
Yeah, I think they have like the fins in the front that help them swim, but not really much else, and the tail in the back, because I feel like they're in that same category as seals, as they can technically function on land. Their means of functioning on land is literally just throwing their body weight forward to move.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just going like, blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah.
Yep.
Which is entertaining to watch, to be fair.
Yeah. Walruses have like bristly.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, it's an imaginary walrus. You're allowed to take liberties.
That's true. It's true. I don't know how much detail I saw in it though because I don't think it was like a green walrus or anything or a hairy walrus. It was a pretty standard walrus. So sorry, this is kind of like just a walrus.
No, that's fine. That's still kind of just very funny.
Yeah, it's just but I just like that idea of just drawing your imaginary friend too.
Yeah, it's very cute. Aw, little bad eyes. Yeah, the closest I had to an imaginary friend was, I think it was when I was in like the very early stages of elementary school, and sort of became aware of siblings for the first time, because I'm an only child. Like, I have cousins who have siblings, but it was sort of a different environment when suddenly I was surrounded actually by a bunch of kids my age, versus me being in a small family and also the baby of the family as default. And so I briefly made up what I guess would be the equivalent of like a pseudo sibling, which the entirety of boiled down to I would pick outfits for her because I wanted to pick outfits that I wouldn't be wearing.
Oh, that's funny. You're like, you wear this.
Yeah, I think her name was like Sophia or something.
Oh yeah,
which was 100% stolen from like my 5th grade buddy, which was a little thing they had in my elementary school. When you first started either kindergarten or 1st grade, you got paired up with a 5th grade buddy who would be like the big person who would show you campus and show you cool things you can do.
That's cool. I never had that.
It was very cute. And I'm pretty sure I just like stole her name.
Oh, that must have meant you like looked up to her kind of.
Yeah, so I would just lay out outfits on my bed and be like, that's for Sophie.
Oh.
I don't think it lasted that long, but
yeah. See, same with this walrus. Like, it wasn't something I really. I didn't visit the bathroom that often.
Yeah, I also quickly became disillusioned with the idea of siblings. I would go home and be like, an entire space to myself.
That's funny. Yeah, you didn't have anyone to pick on.
It suited me being an introvert.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, considering how much I tease my cat, like in a kind way, but considering it's a good thing I didn't have siblings.
Aww.
He's a very smart cat, so I take great pleasure in like ever so slightly annoying him.
That's so cute.
Because it will accomplish something.
He's your little brother.
He acts like it too. He's basically the equivalent of having a toddler in the house. With teeth that are sharp.
Okay, I drew a walrus.
I love it.
I'm going to ink it now.
I like how it looks mildly like befuddled. Just, what am I doing here?
I know, I always like that kind of monobrow look.
Yeah, it's surprisingly expressive.
Yes. One of my favorites.
I can't remember if making up an imaginary friend became before or after I saw Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fun show.
That was a fun show. I didn't watch it that often, but I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh. It's cute.
Yeah, it was very creative.
Mm-hmm.
I think it came out after, because I think more than anything, it made me realize, like, oh, the imaginary friend doesn't have to be like a person.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, I always imagine like imaginary friends. Yeah, I guess like how many imaginary friends are not people? I mean, I had a walrus, but
Side.
but yeah, I always like kind of pictured normal people, normal kids having like human imaginary friends.
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
I don't know which is more common.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people watching, if you draw your imaginary friend, you can share it with
You can tell us.
We can take a poll. However many viewers.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. I would be very curious to know. I don't know if that's something that anyone would have studied.
Yeah, I wonder.
Take a polling of if your imaginary friend is
Mm-hmm.
people or not.
Actually, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna change it up.
A new perspective.
Yeah. I'll put it down right in there. Okay.
It's not quite an imaginary friend, but one thing I found kind of funny to realize it was a at least decently common experience was the idea if you're like when you're a kid and you're looking out the car window, imagining that there was someone or something like running alongside the car with you.
Ew. That sounds kind of creepy.
In my head, it was like a ninja-like character, so
Okay.
they were jumping on like the telephone poles and
Oh, that's kind of cool.
things like that to keep up. But apparently there's like that was enough of a thing that like I saw a post circulating on social medias of someone being like, how many people pictured something like this? And other people being like, yeah, that.
Uh-huh. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting. Yeah, that's a means of how I would just entertain myself watching the landscape, being like just imagining someone racing alongside to keep up with the car and having to like leap on top and obstacle, being like, what path are they taking?
Uh-huh. I like imaginations.
Mm-hmm. They can do some incredible things.
Yeah. That was all right. Okay. I think I'm going to go start coloring.
Okay.
I don't know how long I've been drawing for. I hope it's not
maybe 10-ish minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
Maybe 15.
That's not bad.
No, we're within the window.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do the Lynne method.
The lazy method. Not lazy, efficient.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's just it's a digital art trick, right?
Exactly. Yeah, depending on the brush, sometimes you have to clean up the edge where you like drew your outline and where you color dropped in. But as you can see, it saves a good amount of time.
I actually don't like that color, so I'm changing them a little bit. Okay, that's more like it.
We have found the correct.
Yes. Just doing the flats for now.
Yeah, I do also like just the clean texture that doing the bucket does. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Because Procreate has a lot of really, really cool brushes that are really fun to play with, but it also takes a certain amount of mastery to get the way it lays textures on your canvas to look like the real life thing. And so I usually end up getting more like caught up in how the brush strokes look than in what I'm actually trying to do.
Uh-huh.
I do like playing with their watercolor brush. Like,
it is fun. Like,
that's the one I've had the most fun with.
Yeah. Have you ever used, did I ever ask you if you used Adobe Fresco?
I have not.
It's pretty cool for for like painterly tools, whether it's oil or watercolor. Very realistic looks to it, and I would recommend trying it out.
Okay, that would be fun.
Yeah, if you want that watercolory look or oil painty look. That's another program you can try out. That's like, and it's not, I think it's free too.
Oh.
Sure. Yeah, there's a free version where it just doesn't have every single feature, but for when I used it, I didn't feel like I was missing anything super important. So
yeah, I mean, when it comes to digital art, there is a ton of options out there. We both kind of use Procreate because it's what was built specifically for the iPad. It suits it really well, but it is by no means the only option if it's something that you're interested in exploring. And a lot of the features we talk about in Procreate are ones that you can find in other programs, like basic things like how to do like a fill bucket, or like we mentioned with the brush textures, like how to play with those and different things. So it's a non-Procreate sponsored video.
Yes, it is not. They do not pay us to use.
It's just both good and convenient.
Yes. It shows it's just a nice, easy way for us to draw, you know, on screen for you guys.
Yeah. My dad's actually mentioned a couple times he's like interested in trying to play around with digital art because I've used Procreate specifically because it's what's on my iPad to do little mock-ups of different rooms in our house for being like, here's how we might be able to repaint things, because we've been looking at that. And every single time he's like, tell me which one to get. I'm like, it literally doesn't matter. There's so many.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll actually commit to it at some point. Asking me for like app recommendations, and every single time my answer is the same of, any work for what you're trying to do.
You're the expert. And
there's plenty more out there than what I've used, so I can't
Yeah.
give the full spectrum.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people really like Clip Studio.
I like Clip Studio for comics. Very powerful. Very powerful program. It's like, I used to have the desktop version of it, and that's the reason why I didn't want to draw on my iPad for a long time. But once Clip Studio came out and I learned how to use it, it's like almost identical to the desktop version. Plus, you get the just the controls of the iPad, which make it better than desktop, which was amazing. That was like a game changer for me for drawing my comics. It's a little bit pricey because it's a subscription based. So that's the only bummer about it. But I mean, if you're planning to draw a lot, you know, then I would give it a try. You can always just try their little trial. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I've specifically seen Webtoons artists mentioning that it really makes their job easier when they are like part of the group on that site who are being paid for their comics.
Mm.
Because they're producing so much work in such a unique style at such a fast rate. Like, it apparently works really well for them. I am enjoying this little walrus friend.
Why is he in the shower?
Because where else is he going to find water?
I guess. Maybe I wonder if that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be in the living room. Like, there's no water there. So he's got to be a little bit hidden, because it was kind of like my parents' bathroom was kind of like deep into their, like, you know, the master bedroom or whatever. And you had to like turn corners. It's not easy to find. So, but yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much how I pictured my imaginary friend.
Yeah, I mean, unless we want to finally give him a name.
Oh,
after all these years.
That's true. I should, huh?
That might be a good final touch.
All I think of is like Wally. I mean, that's an easy one.
Wally the Walrus. For some reason, Bruce is coming to mind.
Oh, that's cute. You know, I'm also thinking of his Tubbs.
No.
Because he's tubby.
Yeah.
He's not in a tub, but he's in the shower.
Yeah. Tubbs. The shower walrus.
I think we have a winner.
I think, yeah. At long last.
Yes. The walrus in the shower has a name.
Yay!
Yay!
That's very cute.
Thank you for indulging me with
of course.
my funny imaginary friend. But I hope you guys, you know, if you ever had, any of you viewers have had an imaginary friend.
Or still do.
Or still do.
They are valid friends.
Yes. Draw your imaginary friend and share it with us. If you want.
Segues.
Yes. You can tag your drawings at SMC Libraries on social media, or you can always use the hashtag SMCLCreates. And hopefully, you know, we can see your drawings. Could be your imaginary friend, could be just whatever you're working on. You know, we'd love to see it, and maybe we might feature it on a future episode too.
Very cool.
And also remember, if you want to watch other videos, you can always go to our website at smcl.org. You can watch all our past episodes of How to Draw Anything, but also all the you know, all the story times and all the interactive programs that we have on our website. Go to smcl.org. Check it out.
Or just stay right here on YouTube. That'll also get you to video playlists and things. But our website's the best place for all the easy links to all the cool new stuff that we're doing. But in the meantime, that should bring us to the end of today's episode. So thank you so much for tuning in, for spending your time with us, and hope to see you next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.